Alright guys. Alright, so we're going to do the final DOL activity, but this one's going to be a letter that you're going to write to yourself that I'm going to mail to you in the next 5 years. So make sure that when you're addressing your envelope, you actually address it with your current address. If you know that you're moving and maybe you already know your address, where you're going to be living, you want to write the forward to and then that address or whatever. Okay? But we're going to be writing a letter to your future self, giving yourself some advice for your future in the next 5 years. I want you to talk about the struggles and accomplishments and then the goals you want to achieve within the next 5 years. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Will you still be in the same place, talking to the same people, dating the same person, doing the same things? Or are you going to be out of the country? Are you going to be in a different state? You're going to be in jail, whatever it may be. I don't know if I can mail to jail. But yeah, so within the next 5 years, and then I'm going to collect them, you're going to seal them. I'm not going to read them. They could be as personal as you want. If you want to write them in Spanish or in a different language that you may know, you can also do that, because again, I'm not reading them. All right, go ahead and take out some pencils or pens. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes to do this, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the rest of our activity. Paper, nice, prepared. Anybody have questions? No questions. Great. Go ahead and move on to the next activity. If we have more time towards the end of the period, you guys can continue on with your letters and then hand them in just before you leave. What we're going to be doing is a jigsaw activity. How many of you have heard of a jigsaw activity? Okay, cool, a couple of you. Okay, so what we're going to do is, since you guys are in your small groups, I'm going to distribute an article. It's a pro and con article where you guys get to share your opinions for the Socratic seminar we're going to have. What I want you to do is break the article into 4 parts, 3 parts if there's only 3 of you, which most of you have 3 parts, and then make sure to divide the last section amongst all 3 so that it's equal. I want you to read it, and then you're going to annotate it. You're going to make a couple of notes, anything that you feel is important to share for Socratic. You're going to come up with 3 essential questions that you can ask for your Socratic. And then any vocabulary that you need to define, feel free to do so on the paper also. At the end of your section, I want you to write a paragraph just summarizing what your section was about. When you guys are all done in your group, I want you to come back and then share that information with the rest of your group. Okay, and this way they get the whole information from the whole article, not just their portion that they read, because you're going to be summarizing it to them. Okay. So whatever portion you read, you're going to tell everybody else, they're going to tell you their portion, and that way we know the whole article for our Socratic. Any questions on that? No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pass these out. If you have any highlighters, pens and pencils, you may use those now. Go ahead and take it from here. Okay, so I took the time to write the steps here. You'll see we're going to get into a small group, which you guys already got into. The jigsaw activity for the article. Then you're going to, for your portion, annotate, highlight the important information. Summarize your portion at the end of your portion or your article. Come up with at least 3 of your questions for today's Socratic seminar. And then you're going to share your portion and the questions to your group before going into the Socratic seminar in a moment and sharing it with the rest of the class. All right, so for any words that you don't know, I want you to go ahead and define them. If you need to translate any phrases for your article, feel free to do that. And then Melee will go ahead and assist you with any other things that you may need, okay? If you have any questions, though, when it comes to writing your summary, go ahead and ask me. Rather than doing the 4 to 5 sentences, I want you to focus on doing 2 or 3. Okay? So,
you come up with vocabulary that you don't know, I want you to go ahead and define it on your sheet of paper. And rather than writing a whole paragraph, I want you to focus on writing 2 or 3 sentences for your portion also. If there's any phrases that you feel you don't understand, go ahead and ask them to, and they'll go ahead and help you.
Wait, that's like
So if you're going to get yourself into the inner circle, make sure that you're speaking. Outer circle, you're going to take notes on whatever is presented in the inner circle. Anything that you think is important to share, remember, you're going to be writing an essay for this in the next coming weeks, so make sure that you get enough information to support your examples in your essay. The hot seat is going to be provided for those in the outer circle. You can use this to share anything that you really want to say to the inner circle, but because you're in the outer circle, you know, you can't speak out there, so come to the hot seat and then share your point and then go back to your seat. And then last one, respect the opinions of others. This is a pro or con article, so if your friends don't see the information the same way you do, does not mean you guys stop being friends, okay? So respect each other's opinions, just have fun with it, try to get the main message of the information out, okay? So is this my outer circle here? Let's go ahead and form a circle. This is a circle. Okay, and this will be our hot seat here, so outer circle, feel free to sit here if you want to share. Cassandra, do you want to come in? Alright, just so you know. Alright, so who wants to begin? We can begin by summarizing what the article was about.
basically the pro part about it was just how you need religion to understand history or subjects like history, art, and literature, because the people that first came here, like in the colonies, were driven by their religion and religious liberty. And so basically, like, religion plays an important role in shaping Americans.
I agree with that because it's so that it would be difficult to teach art and like music and all without religious influences, and that's true because a lot of people's art comes back to their religion. I don't think that's necessarily pushing it, but it's providing a new like output. So
the cons to that would be that it's going to schools already have a lot in their hands with like literature and math and like other subjects, so teaching religion would also be like something bad. And then going back to the colonies and like coming to America for the religious freedom, they forced the natives into their religion, Christianity, like, and then if they didn't want to do it, they would get killed. So like, I think it could cause a lot of chaos too.
Anybody pro religion coming back to public schools? Everybody's against it.
I think I'm kind of pro because I feel like it's important to learn the beliefs and like what drives those people, but I don't think it's important to like make everyone necessarily practice the religion, because not everybody's like, we don't want to force people to change their religion, or if they don't have a religion to follow one. But I think it's important that they just learn what those people believe in, so they learn why people like in history were the way they were.
So it gives us more of a cultural awareness, right?
Yeah.
So we are able to understand different cultures differently based on, you know, their beliefs. What do you guys think about bringing religion back into school, into public schools? Like, say we do bring them. What's going to happen to the way public schools are ran? Because technically, those who do want religion in their education, they pay for it, or they get a scholarship, or you know, they test into the private schools so that they can incorporate the religion factor. But if we incorporate it in all public schools, what's going to happen to the private schools? Because now they get it for free. So are those people going to continue wanting to pay for a private education that includes religion, or are they just going to want to come to a private school where they can get it here too?
private schools would become like irrelevant because in public schools teach religion, so they wouldn't necessarily have to pay to learn about religion.
I also read in the cons that it could cause a lot of discrimination against other religions. Like in the last page, it says, "My daughter recently gave me a study Bible as a gift. It includes a page that explains why Mormonism is not a real form of Christianity. Along with this inter-Christian squabbling like this, it includes an anti-Semitism and attacks against Sikhs."
Mm-hmm.
So it's talking about how those who teach the religion and like enforce it in schools are going to cause discrimination against certain religions.
I mean, but public schools already don't teach about religion, and there's already discrimination against like Muslims, against Mormons, for example. Like there's already discrimination. So if it were to be like taught in public school, I feel like it would be beneficial because then like the knowledge about the religions won't be limited. So probably discrimination wouldn't occur as much.
I mean, I guess it's true, but this article is trying to say that schools are only going to teach one religion.
Yeah.
So how do we go about choosing what religion is taught at what school? And if we choose just one religion per school, like say Riverdale High School becomes just Catholic, and Haruba is, Muslim or something, does that mean like our kids have to switch based on the religion they want to learn about or the religion they are currently in? Or, go
I
ahead.
think that's the downfall of like putting religion into schools because it makes people question their religion and question like their beliefs. And if they're making them like they're teaching them about one religion, they're just not ignorant, but like their knowledge only goes to one religion, so there's no point.
The people that don't believe in religion, do they have to go to like a different school?
That's what I'm saying.
What if they only Christian religion? Do they have to like go pay for another school?
And there's more than like 3 religions, so there's like it's gonna be really hard to separate everyone into a different religion because it's not just like Christian, Catholic, and like Mormons. There's so much more. There's Muslims. There's a lot to learn from.
Yeah, and since there's so many religions, because there's so much to learn to, it can be confusing, and people can like. Well, it's because people tend to judge no matter what, and obviously, if they learn about so many things, they're obviously gonna have an opinion on it, and the fact that someone can judge someone else's religion, it's just stupid. And so, like, the fact that they're giving that opportunity, it seems like they're giving that opportunity because no matter what, people are gonna do it.
Okay, final thoughts?
Also going on the whole religion for schools, it's like, since we're in Riverside, right, there's like a lot more Mexicans, so we're more like leaning towards Christian and Catholic. And those schools, if they were just that, it'd be overpopulated, and then the other schools that have like other beliefs and other religions, they could have less students, and then they wouldn't be able to function properly, and those schools would be shut down because not a lot of students attend it, and not a lot of money is going.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. At this time, you guys feel free to write your reflection on what was discussed in the Socratic seminar.